Practice deep listening. Listen from silence. Don't jump to conclusions. Stay open. And if you don't know what silence is, or how to listen in this way, just stop doing anything. And in that moment, listen. Listen to yourself. Listen to the world. Listen to other people. From a deeper and deeper place. Practice deep listening. It's not something that comes immediately to most people, because we're caught on the surface, as I keep saying. And for me, it's only after many, many years of all the things that I did, of all the practices that I did, that I'm able now to speak from, if you like, but that's only because I can listen from and abide in really a deep place, a place of silence. When I feel like in this moment, you know, when I feel talking to you, when I feel it, or when I just allow it, or what's just there, then it's calm, empty, silent, present. And in my sessions I'm able to listen from that. And there's such a great power in listening from a kind of neutrality. It's not weak. It's actually extremely powerful, because it's listening from presence. And you have to have gone quite deep within yourself and resolved inner conflict to be able to listen from presence as presence. You know, there's nothing forced about it. There's nothing agitated about it. There's nothing overlaid on it. It's not a practice. And yet it needs to be practiced in order to discover it and to really abide in it. And that can only come, I guess, really from clearing out and clearing the way of everything that occludes it and stands in the way, everything that divides. And really, we're just talking about mind's incessant nature here. Because mind really does all the listening. And, you know, most of the time mind is only listening so that it can interpret and speak to that. Like waiting for its opportunity to give its opinion. But we're not talking about that. Neither really, although it's closer to it. And are we talking about the heart? The heart is a much deeper vessel in many ways, in some ways, not in every way. And so to listen from the heart is to listen from love, is to listen as love. but there's something even deeper, and that's to listen from really the ocean, from presence itself, from neutrality itself, from awareness itself, to listen from awareness. No movement in it, just a kind of, let's see, attention, and not forced attention, an open attention. An allowing, sort of an invitation, a yes, not a but, not a yes if, not a, no need for compliance. In fact, no real interpretation. What I've noticed is that in deeper presence, things start to resolve themselves without me having to do very much. I don't know how or why or whether that makes any sense. The deeper you go, the more everything is seen to be as if perfect, as if sort of playing itself out. The game is playing itself. It's quite an inexplicable, almost ecstatic place, listening from presence, as love, as awareness, as silence. It's a very deep, very beautiful place, because it allows everything to breathe. It's not it's not squeezing life. It's not squeezing life into a box. It's not trying to fit anything into its kind of understanding. It's vast, maybe, is a way to convey it. And this is, of course, where words, fall short, as is, you kind of know on the spiritual path at some point, that the words don't describe. Words fall short of description, and on the spiritual path they just point to something, but they don't describe something. They give a fragrance of something, but it's not the flower, it's not the garden. The garden is a living thing. The word garden doesn't, it suggests garden, but doesn't really describe the garden. And so, what I'm encouraging here, what I'm saying is, there's such depth to us, there's such capacity for us to deepen when we can let go, and it involves practice. Not practice in the sense of force, but practice in the sense of an ever deepening relaxation. And I think the reason I'm speaking in these kind of ways now is that the door really is open for this now. The field of energy that is alive at this time supports us to heal our wounds, supports us to resolve our issues, supports us to lower the veils. Not just to see the world in a different way, but actually to experience ourselves in a very different way. And so I think the time is right. The time is very ripe for the fruit to ripen in each of us. But it does require a certain commitment and a certain resolve within us to fall into the silence, to fall in deeper and deeper, face whatever needs to be faced. Because, to put it off endlessly, it just doesn't work, because you have to meet it at some point. you know, if you're on the path, you have to meet it at some point. So be prepared to go deeper and deeper and deeper until silence and presence and love are the ways that you listen to the world.